Hello, good morning, learners. Today I am going to teach you how to prepare UGC, NTA, NET or the SET examination. You know that it is the compulsory examination for the post of the assistant professor. Without this, you could not achieve your job. There are some learners who are preparing for this examination, but without guidelines, it is difficult to face the examination. Though they have been hardworking from some days, I thought that I want to give some guidelines to the hard workers or the some learners who want to qualify this examination. I have been preparing all those slides as per the syllabus of NTA UGC NET or the SET examination. Before appearing or before making this video, I have been studied some recent papers and then I come to the conclusion which types of the questions are asking in your examination. I will tell you in details. Analytic question in the UGC NTA NET examination or the SET examination is like such. They are going to ask you a question, especially on the themes, on the characters, lines, statements, locality, and comments, on any kinds of the literary creation. They would ask you a question on the theme of any drama, novel, poetry, or on the characters. They would ask you the questions on the characters. They would ask you a question on the poems, lines, or they would ask you a question on the setting of that drama or the poetry or any kinds of the literary creation. So while preparing your examination, you should go through what is the theme of that literary creation. Then you should remember carefully the names of the characters. You should also concentrate on the lines or which are the very famous lines in any literary creations like a drama or any poetry. You should remember some statements. You should carefully remember the setting of all those literary creations. All those things will automatically happen when you are preparing your study. We are going through from all those things. When we are preparing for that examination, we are also studying the themes of those literary creation. But while giving or at the time of examination, the problem will be appear. Then you should be remember the publications of the works, when that works or literary creation was published. You should also make diary and note down when any literary creation was published when you are preparing for that examination. Another thing is that some literary creations are also published in number of volumes. So you should be remember the number of volumes of any literary creation. Sometimes they would be ask you a question on the chronological orders. So you should prepare or you should come to the know the chronological orders of literary creation. It will automatically come in your mind if we would go through this technique. Then they would ask you a question on the terms and some associations. There are so many terms in literature and their relations with the literary literary things, or that is a drama, poetry, or any kinds of literary chants. So you should carefully study all those things. Next thing is that Linguistics. Linguistics is the science that studies the language. It is important to study the books on the linguistics. And there are some theories in the linguistics. You also studied carefully. There are some theories like the reader response theories, structuralism or structuralism, and so many theories in linguistics. There are some literary theories which are popular from the ancient times. You should go through from the first critic, Aristotle, to the recent critics and their literary theories. You should carefully study. Sometime or they would ask you a question on the not type of the questions. There, out of the four options, one option should be incorrect. And here you should find out the correct option, which is not related to the question. That type of question is called as the not type of the questions. Another type of question is that assertions and regions. Assertion, they are asking you a question on the first in A, that is assertion, and they would give you the region in the R bracket or in the R column. They would ask you a question on the space. Here they would give you column A and column B. There are 8 options and you want to match all those 8 options very carefully. Otherwise it would become wrong answer. These things you should remember carefully while preparing the NTA or while preparing the UGC NTA NET exam or the SET examination. Another thing is that figure of speeches. Figure of speeches is the soul of the literature. You should regularly or carefully study the poetic devices while preparing the examination. Whether there is the simile or metaphor or any another types of the figure of speeches in all those literary creation carefully studied. Meter and prosody. English language is become very melodious language in the world. The result is that there is the meter, or traced and the untraced syllables in English language. The poetry become also very melodious because of the meter. So you should study carefully the meter prosody. Sometimes they would ask you a question on the pseudonym. Pseudonym means pen name of the author. There are some authors, they are going to be known as their pen names or pseudonym. You should also study all those names along with their pseudonyms. Next thing is that they would ask you a question on the awards. The awards are given to those literary creations. For example, they would ask you a question on the awardee's name or literary creation or the years. Means you should know what types of the award was awarding to the author or what was the literary creation and when it was awarded. These 3 things you should be carefully remember. The awards are like the Nobel Prize, Booker Award, Pulitzer Prize, Pulitzer Prize is awarded in three categories: biography, history, and poetry. These things you should remember carefully. Next is that there are other outstanding awards. The Guardian's Fiction Award. It is also categorized in the four numbers. British Book Awards is also the Securicure Omega Expression Author, the Butler and Tanner Book of the Year, the Lifetime Achievement Award, the Virgin Newcomer of the Year Award. These are the some awards which would be asked in your examination. So, learners, if you like my video, please subscribe my video. Then I will create more and more videos. In the next portion, I will teach you how the question will be asked on above types of the analytic. Thank you for watching my video.